Is a subscription-based platform, similar to OnlyFans, but without the sex and nudity. Both platforms allow people to pay creators in exchange for accessing their content. The key difference is that Brand Army has been allowing teenagers to become content creators. Experts worry this facilitates predatory behaviour and places children at risk.
Think about it. Who on earth wants to pay for content featuring children?
Four Corners has found dozens of children under 18 on Brand Army.
So here's this influencer from the US. She's a young teenager and there's a number of photos of her in a string bikini.
So you can see here the person running her account has commented.
People are paying up to $100 to access her account, and there's the option to pay more for extra photos. So here you can pay $40 for more bikini shots.
I know for a fact that there are many parents who know exactly what's going on, and they willfully turn a blind eye, justifying the means by the ends, whether it's fame or profit.
In a bizarre list of terms and conditions, Brand Army has said there can't be more than 50% bikini content on its junior channels. You also must be over 18 to look at it. When we alerted Brand Army about the sexualised content of teenagers on their platform, it removed some of the material and updated its terms. It says it has stopped signing up new teenage accounts and plans to shut down existing accounts of children under 15 in the coming months. Brand Army is a subscription.
Good morning, Owasso. This is the Twins with Owasso Live, and this is the Morning Loop. Yeah. Whenever things like this happen, I mean, so this is exactly what the thumbnail Chad made for this video implies. Brand Army. Brand Army is OnlyFans for kids. And I say for kids. It's probably real. I mean, there could be kids on there too, but it's probably, it's adolescent teenage girls, basically. And it's disgusting. And again, there are two options here. And it goes to it placates to that whole toxic mothers living through their daughters. So, two things are possible. It's either young teenage girls are getting on this to see how much clout and following they can get before they make the jump over to OnlyFans. That's one option. So they could be doing this without the knowledge of their parents, whatever.
The only reasonable interpretation that you could have otherwise is this is a way for them to get noticed for a modeling career or, maybe an acting career, depending on what type of content they're making. But regardless, you're selling your daughter on the internet.
Well, again, so it's either the girls are doing it without the knowledge of the parents, or toxic mothers and fathers are allowing their daughters to do this to kind of like test the waters. And again, what kind of app allows the content creators to be young, but the consumers of the content to be older than 18. Like, you have to be older than 18 to be a subscriber, but not older than 18 to be a content creator. Mm-hmm. And again, they're like, well, parents are the ones monitoring these accounts. Like, that's even weirder.
Yeah, parents are the ones in control of these accounts. Again, that's what I said. You're pimping your child out to weird people on the internet.
And again, it's what I call the toxic mother relationship. It's the one, literally, the mothers live vicariously through their daughters.
Complex.
Yeah.
The Oedipus complex.
But again, it's disgusting. Like, mothers, like, just stop. What are you doing? Don't let your daughters reduce themselves to online prostitutes. There's a difference between modeling and actually doing this kind of stuff. And I know that it's a very narrow and marginal difference, but what you're doing is you're grooming your children for a terrible future.
Yes, the internet is forever. As we've learned from things that are happening now with women who have children that are OnlyFans models and, porn stars, whatever else you want to call it, kids are being bullied because kids at school are finding their mom's content on the internet and then bullying the kids. I believe there's already been like a kid that committed suicide over this already.
Potentially. And like I said, if they haven't, it's coming. Believe me, it's coming. So this is what's so gross. It's what's so pervasive in our society right now.
But this goes to show you, like, your actions will have direct consequences on your future children. Mm-hmm. Your actions right now is causing a direct impact on your future children. Who would have guessed?
Yeah. Again, everything you do now is going to be reflected in your future. If you are it's like all these ex-porn star chicks, like, all of them come out and they go, I just wanted to be accepted. So they go and they find God, which is great. But then they go into these communities, and then the women in the churches, despite the fact that, the women in the church is like, we're glad you found God, but we really don't want our kids hanging out with you or your kids because we don't want to have to explain to our kids or have that uncomfortable conversation. What did, Billy's mom do? Why are they so well off? Or why is she so damaged, Mm-hmm. So, again, what you're doing, you are hurting yourself. You're setting up your kids and your daughters for failure if you do this. And, again, what kind of monsters consume this content? Like, again, it's only groomers and pedophiles that are consuming this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Again, I say
the Harvey Weinstein types.
Again, they get on these content apps and they go, oh wow. I mean, how far are we from? Hey, you're either, that bikini you're wearing, I want to buy that bikini from you. You know what I mean? It's like that's what you're going to end up doing. That is it. That's all that's going to come from this. Mm-hmm. And again, toxic mothers who allow this kind of behavior, and you are setting your kids up for it. But again, this is what happens when you have so many broken homes in this country. It's like we got to return to family, and you have to. I mean, we have to have a nuclear family because fathers are supposed to vet their daughters' boyfriends and their future spouses. Mothers are too, to some degree, but they're also supposed to rein in their children's inhibitions and their bad ideas. It's like this is the mother load of bad ideas. Because literally every girl thinks that they're going to be the next one that will explode on OnlyFans. Mm-hmm. Like, 1% of the 1% make enough money to like retire comfortably as like millionaires. But everybody sees, all these girls see that Cinderella story, except it's Cinderella. Cinderella was a prostitute. And they're like, I can do that. I can capture that magic. It'll be me. Mm-hmm. Here's a better question. Why would it be you? Why?
Yeah. Like the whole Disney princess, getting swept up off your feet,
mm-hmm.
By some Prince Charming that they don't tell you is the Prince Charming is a 50 to 60-year-old man. I got it. 50 to 60-year-old man that is buying your feet pics or whatever on the internet.
Yeah. Again, and the other thing too is like if you find a guy that's cool with that, that's really weird. Like that's not really a man. Like if you find a man that's like, hey, you're gonna stop doing that. That's the kind of man you probably want to be with. You're like, ew, controlling. It's like no. Like just because a man like, it's funny that women find it controlling whenever men have boundaries. It's like our relationship will have boundaries. You don't get to do whatever you want all the time. That's not a relationship. That's a one-way street.
Yeah, that's you being walked over.
Yeah. So again, relationships are give and take. Anybody who's been in a relationship knows that. Your spouse, your wife, like my wife doesn't always do exactly what I want to do all the time. I don't do what she wants to do all the time either. Like it's a give and take. We both make sacrifices to make each other happy. But I don't know, man. This is so gross. And again, the people who are consuming this can only be described as groomers. It's like because no matter how you try to word, it's like there are some attractive 15-year-olds. Like I sound terrible saying that. You know what I mean? It's like there's no way to come out and be like, And again, mentally unstable teenage girls that have just entered puberty. It's like you think that these girls are wise enough to be making decisions for themselves? Absolutely not.
Every boy that they fall in love with is their one true love.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's like, oh, Billy's a dirtbag. I mean, I can't tell you how many girls in college are like, yeah, you don't want to date that guy. I'm like, no, I can fix him. It's like, no, he's a bad person, but you do whatever you want. And of course, it ends in tragedy. It's like, we told you he was a bad person. It's like going, but I could fix him. I'm special and different. It's like, no, you're not. You're just the next notch on his belt. Like, what'd you expect was going to happen? Why are you? Again, what makes you the special, unique princess that's going to change the cold heart of the mean, evil prince? Yeah. You're not Belle. The guy that you like isn't Beast. He's not a magnanimous guy.
Yeah, it's like this is why all these rom-com movies like Twilight and everything. Here is this incredibly, average,
homely girl.
Even though the actress that plays him is not homely. They try to make them look as homely as possible. But there's just this average homely girl, and she's the one that finally tamed the school, the bad boy. It's like, that doesn't happen. That's not real. Mm-hmm. That never happens.
Yeah, again,
that's why it's a story. That's why it's called It's Fiction.
Yeah. the archetype and the archetypal story that they're trying to tell resonates with us. But again, this is why Christianity is so important, because I mean, it's a discipline. Like praying every day, following the word of God, doing the things you're supposed to do. Like again, playing the violin, it's a discipline. Learning an instrument, becoming a doctor, it's a discipline. To be a good person, to be a well-adjusted spouse or partner or boyfriend, girlfriend, it requires self-discipline. I'm sacrificing myself for you. But we're kind of getting way off topic here. I know we got a bunch of videos that we need to go into. But
well, here's this article just real quick. I'll just kind of go through the highlights of it. For Instagram and TikTok obsessed among us, influencers are the new celebrity. Their online reign reaches far and wide with no boundaries, allowing them to amass millions of followers despite not being particularly famous in their own right. And with the internet fame, fortune often comes along for the ride. Get the following and you'll be looking for more ways to monetize it as much as possible, which is exactly what services like Brand Army, a safe for work version of content subscription service OnlyFans, offer to their creators. Aside from the safe for work, a key feature of Brand Army is that it lets teenagers get in on the hustle, allowing their very own junior channels, which allow under 18s to cash in on their image by offering exclusive content for subscribers. But just as how safe is a service like Brand Army for kids? And again, you have to be over 18 to subscribe to people, but you don't have to be over 18 to be a creator, which is extremely weird.
it's bass backwards is what it is.
So, what is Brand Army? Founded in 2021, Brand Army is a U.S. base, which that is horrifying in its own right. I would have figured this would have been something overseas. You'd hope this was something overseas.
No, well,
in,
it's like what the movie The Sound of Freedom said. America is the #1 consumer of child pornography. Why would it be? I mean, look, this makes perfect sense. This is exactly how we describe it. This is OnlyFans for kids. This Brand Army cannot survive unless they find a micro market to get into. So they're creating an OnlyFans style subscription service, but their their hook is we allow minors on here to create content. And we put some safety nets on there, like it has to be 50-50 bikini / whatever other photos you post. It's like, oh, okay, easy workaround. Just wear some booty shorts and a sports bra. Defeated. Or it's like, oh, well, this isn't technically a bikini, it's lingerie, so this is a nightgown. Again, it's just... what do you expect, though? This is exactly what this is. It is a micro economy and a micro niche market that this is... Again, the only way for them to make money is to be different. And how are they going to be different? Kids.
Yeah. Which, let's see here, is Brand Army safe for children? Given the restrictions, prohibitions, and presence of an adult supervisor during the minor account creation, Brand Army could be seen as a safer space for children to upload online content and place where they have a chance to receive compensation for it fairly. After all, the rules above are designed to keep it safe on the platform, right? When looking around Brand Army's page and some of the profile features on their site who happen to be minors, it suddenly doesn't seem like such a safe place, regulated space for children. Some of the red flags in the junior channels around the Brand Army website were suggested photos in prime positions. On some of the profiles, girls under 18 posed for their feature pictures in bikinis and cropped clothing, links to Amazon wish lists, member profiles requesting costumes, clothing, and other items that fans can purchase for them to be featured in streams. So basically, you can buy them clothes that you want to see them model in. That's insane. And custom content. Many of these costumes can be considered inappropriate for minors, such as lingerie or tight-fitting activewear. Profiles featured on social media and websites and other areas of Brand Army marketing largely promote accounts run by women or teenage girls. Perhaps alone this wouldn't be so worrying. After all, teenage girls and other young influencers attract teenage audiences, so that type of featured content would be geared up to fans of similar ages, looking up to influencers of their age. However, the most concerning thing around the brand army is that the sign-up age for the account, again, is 18, according to their frequently asked questions. Good Lord. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll just read this final little part right here. Should adults be able to subscribe to content created by minors? Despite Brand Army's extensive description for acceptable behavior and user expectations in their community guidelines, the basic principle behind allowing adult on the internet, with few exceptions, to subscribe to junior channels could be seen as exploitative, and we'd have to question the intent of an 18-plus-year-old signing up to receive exclusive content from minors. Yeah.
Yeah, exploitative. This is why libertarianism can never really win, because libertarians believe this is okay. But the pursuit of the almighty dollar is fine. Libertarians, like, this is the kind of thing that we have to put, like, restrictions and rules on. Mm-hmm. Like, libertarians be like, no, this is good. This is a good thing. Like, the market speaks for itself. It's like, maybe if there are markets for child pornography, maybe that market shouldn't exist. It's like, and they'll be like, but you can't legislate it away. It'll just be a black market. It'll create a black market. Doesn't matter. I'd rather it be on a black market and then it be illegal. And when we find people who have it, they go to jail for it, than just being like, no, it's fine. Just let them do whatever they want all the time. Doesn't matter. It's horrible. Mm-hmm. The pursuit of the mighty dollar is all that matters, and it's not all that matters. Like, we are created in the image of God. You know, it's like, don't let these girls sell themselves out for a couple bucks. I mean, again, when I was dating a girl who ran like a daycare center, and like all her employees, like I remember talking to all these like 18, 17-year-old girls, like each and every one of them, like, of course, none of them had father figures, so one. But these girls who work with kids every day, it's like they all were on some type of sugar daddy site. Where, I mean, one girl, like, she posed in bikini pictures and got paid like $10,000 from one guy just to do some poses for her. Like, she never met him. She just sent him pictures of her in the swimsuits that he would buy for her. And then another one did feet pics. She got like $2,000 doing feet pics. I'm just like, these are 17, 18-year-old girls. And like I said, they think that they're boss babes and, you know, working the system and being real smart. It's like they're selling pieces of their soul for cash. It's like, and they don't get it. They don't understand it. And I just remember sitting there being blown away. I'm just like, why are you doing that? Because it's money.
Yep. I mean, I just looked it up. It says here, I remember back in the days, like, didn't you have to be like 16 to have like a Facebook or something like that back in the day?
I think it was 14.
Okay, well, it says here it's 13 now, so the age has been lowered. But yeah, just like the fact that you'd have to have your parents' permission to sign up for websites. But like, again, the only reasonable take that you could take from this is like parents trying to help their daughters like start like modeling careers. But if you are selling exclusive content to a strange person on the internet, that is not modeling. You know what I mean? This is creepy stuff, and we already have, again, we have a problem in our society, and this is bad. And then we ask, I always ask this question, like, so then what is going on that it's getting worse? And it's because we're importing more people from societies that find this completely acceptable. That is why I believe that the left is trying to import all these illegal immigrants from countries that either don't have an age of consent or allow child marriages.
Yeah.
I honestly really do think that. Because
remember, who did Jeffrey Epstein give most of his donations to? 90% Democrat. Yep. That tells you all you need to know. Mm-hmm. That tells you all you need to know. Guys, if you vote Democrat, you've only voted Democrat your entire life because you think they're the good guys. Why did Jeffrey Epstein support mainly Democrat progressive candidates? You have to reconcile these things.
Yeah. Like right here. This is a local story that only happened a few days ago. So among these arrested for a Owasso football coach among 7 arrested in Catoosa prostitution bust. So let's go to the website here, and we'll check it out real quick, if it'll let me. There we go. Owasso football coach among 7 arrested in Catoosa prostitution bust. Let's do the little video right here. I'm sure this shouldn't be that long. Yeah, it's only 1 minute and 30 seconds. We'll check this out. Whoa. Or not. Maybe not. This is why I hate the local news websites. Like, My website runs faster than this.
Yeah. Redonka-donk.
All right, we'll just read it since it's not wanting to play. Whatever. All right. Tulsa, Oklahoma. 7 men were arrested Thursday in Catoosa at a hotel where the police say they were soliciting prostitutes and in 2 cases, minors. And that's why it's trying to run a commercial. Okay. Where was I? Oh, yes. Among those arrested was a Nowata High School football coach and athletic director. Good Lord.
Oh.
Yeah, so this goes to show you is who these people are going. They work at your schools. They work at your public schools. And I wonder what's going to happen now. Anyway, Catoosa Police Department was one of the several agencies on the scene assisting the Oologah Police Department. None of the men arrested is from Catoosa. The CPD says that the agency went through the joint training sponsored and supported by the Oklahoma Attorney General's Office and conducted through the Skull Games Group. Those arrested and booked into the Rogers County Jail were Christopher Ruley, 40, solicitation of prostitution within 1,000 feet of a church or school; Chance Juby, 37, solicitation of prostitution within 1,000 feet of a church or school; Thomas Witt, 58, solicitation of prostitution within 1,000 feet of a church or a school, and possession of a firearm while committing a felony. Gerson Costello Rodriguez, 27, solicitation of prostitution within 1,000 feet of a church or school. Sammy Williams, 43, solicitation of prostitution within 1,000 feet of a church or school, and trafficking a controlled substance, possession of a controlled substance, and possession of drug paraphernalia.
Yep.
And then Jacob Tolliver, 31, solicitation of prostitution within 1,000 feet of a church or school, and solicitation of a minor. And then Brandon Harvey, 26, solicitation of prostitution within 1,000 feet of a church or school, and solicitation of a minor. Juby is confirmed to be the head coach and athletic director of Nowata High School. He has been placed on administrative leave. And let's see if the school union or the teachers union actually fires his ass and doesn't let him work again, or if they just move him down to a next school down the road a little bit. Let's see here. What they say. Chance Juby. At least he doesn't have the charge for the minor in this case. I'll give him that. But still, bad case. It's 37 years old, and
the athletic director. I mean, that's pretty good accolade right there, man.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Did your marriage fall apart with your wife? Like, what the heck's going on?
Yeah, something like that. A statement from the Nowata Public Schools. Nowata Public Schools is aware of the situation involving the arrest of one of its employees, and as a result is an ongoing law enforcement operations. The safety of the students of the school district is top priority. Some of the employees have been placed on administrative leave while the investigation continues. The school district will continue to cooperate with law enforcement officials to ensure proper justice is carried out, but is unable to comment further at this time at the developing personal matter. All 7 suspects are due in court November 20th, which that was 6 days ago. So I wonder if there's any follow-up on that. I'll try to see if I can find anything. But again, so we already have this rot in our society, and this is even local. That's why I pulled this story up, because it's local, at least local-ish, we can say. And then we're importing massive, and we wonder why this problem is getting worse. It's because we are importing massive groups of people that don't have an age of consent in their countries. And that actively promote it, as I'll get ready to show you here in a moment. But let me get back out of here. There's the picture of all the guys again, if you want to see.
Boy, none of them look like that. I mean, like they said some of them were like in their 20s. Like, dude,
yeah, these
those
dudes
guys
look awful. But that's the thing. It's like, why does it never surprise you that the people that do these things like look absolutely terrifying and like they're not healthy, they don't take care of themselves. You know, like it's easy to spot somebody that doesn't, you know, that's a bad person because they don't take care of their physical health. They don't care about hygiene. If you're willing to go to this depths to solicit people, especially underage minors, for prostitution, there's something wrong with you. You don't care about a lot of things in life. So, yeah. We'll get to this next point here is, again, so this is what we're talking about, why all this immigration just needs to come to a halt, especially regarding anything from an Islamic countries. Because remember, this is women that are promoting this too. It's like, remember, here is that girl that is being forcefully married off as she's 10 years old to marry a 30-year-old Muhammad right here.
Mm-hmm.
We've shown this story before.
شيماء بلغي؟
لا
عروس وما بلغي؟
تبلغ عند زوجة.
لأن ما بنت استنى أهل جعفرون جمعوني الثمن.
وليش كانوا بدهم يزوجوكي؟ أنت هلا مخطوبة.
She doesn't know anything, man. She doesn't know what puberty really is. I mean, it's scary. And
I don't get this show. Like, this is obviously a Middle Eastern show. Like, I feel like this guy's trying to be, like, sympathetic to her and, like, be like, yeah, this is bad. Is this show, like, preaching that it's bad, or is he, like, trying to convince her, oh, it's not that big of a deal? Like, because I don't feel like anything anti the culture would be allowed on TV. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like Al Jazeera. It's like, Al Jazeera is like CNN. Like, you either agree with everything we say, or you're a bad person, and we're not going to air you.
Mm-hmm. And then again, this is not the only one that does this. Here is Cam Higbee, and these are students at a university here in the United States that are defending this type of behavior. Check this out.
What you guys are saying that is not being addressed. So if we're talking 1400 years ago, when you're talking about Aisha marrying the prophet, okay, and having sex with the prophet, at that time period in history, the life expectancy of humans was very different, and the age that people were having sex or getting married or having babies was a lot different than today's time period.
That's not true. Women were actually menstruating. It took them longer to reach the age of maturity because they didn't have as much nutrients. The age of maturity and the reaching of puberty and menstruation is actually sooner now than it was in the past. Ben knows more about this.
At that time in...
Puberty.
Yeah, they had less nutrition. All right, I have a scientific source right here. If anyone wants to take a picture of it, go read it. I have
a quotation in Arabia, it was very normal for women to get married at that age and to have children at that time.
Well, okay, first of all, if it was...
Which, again, this doesn't explain why they're still marrying, as we just saw from that video we just looked at, marrying 10-year-olds off today.
Yeah, again, it's them
justifying
it, but at the same time, it's like, look, the precedent that was set back then was not good. Who set the precedent for Christianity? Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ lived a perfect life, died a virgin, never committed a sin. He lived perfectly. Muhammad cannot make that claim.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they'll say he can, but he can't. Like, I mean, like, again, he married a 9-year-old, or what? He married a 6-year-old and consummated marriage when she was 9.
Yes, correct.
So, I mean, that's disgusting. And again, these people are defending. It's like, going, what was the culture of the time? How come we can compare Jesus to then and now, and no changes can be made? It's like, oh, no, he did everything right. We can't say it about Islam.
Yeah.
So, sorry, we can keep going.
No, yeah, just keep going, because this is, like I said, this is a woman defending this. This is why I have this one pulled up. I have several more of these videos. Like I said, we're not going to watch all of them. I've got several of these videos of this happening. This is crazy.
Right, okay, we're not doing a cultural relativism, right? Just because it was normal. But if we're talking biologically,
the context of the society.
These are two different claims. All right. So one is they were marrying young, which was the case in some places. Two is it's because they were maturing earlier. Yeah. That one is false. They were maturing later.
Well, what's right to you?
Pause.
What you're saying is right.
And you know what's so funny is they always give themselves the benefit of the doubt. They're so generous. Like, we have to understand the full context. You know, it's like whenever we talk about, like, the Crusades and we talk about, like, colonialism, no context required. Everything that was a result of either the Crusades or colonialism, bad. Let's not forget about the context of thousands of years of Islamic aggressive expansion. Mm-hmm. Forget the fact that there was no capitalist society before the 1880s or whatever, like the Civil War time.
Yeah.
There was no capitalist society. So conquest was the way that countries went out and got rich. Mm-hmm. Or not rich. They found resources they could use.
Yes. Yeah.
So again, super generous to their side, super not generous to everyone else.
It's also the other thing too. It's like, why? So the Middle East, we found oil in the Middle East like back in the day before, when we were just rolling out vehicles and stuff like that. The Middle East and Africa didn't have automobiles at this time. So like, you mean you'll pay us money or give us like these cool things if you just take that black oily substance out of the ground that we don't really care about or use? Sure.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah, it's like they didn't have it. And then all of a sudden, they go, now in hindsight, they go, yeah, that was a bad deal because now we have cars and stuff like that. I said, that's the thing, is like you don't realize what you're doing. It's like that is also leading up to context. Like, why would you guys need to worry about the oily stuff in the ground, the substance in the ground that you don't use when you don't have any cars or anything? You don't understand what its concept of how we're using it. They're like, that's the point. It's like, oh, yeah, it was a bad deal in retrospect, but, back then it's like, yeah, we don't use that stuff. We walk or we ride camels or horses everywhere. Who cares about that crap in the ground?
Yeah.
But anyway, getting back to this.
Socially acceptable. That's what you're saying.
No, I don't
right
believe
now,
I don't
you're
believe
saying
in
in our time period right now, it's not socially acceptable for children, for what you said, 14, 13-year-olds to have sex. It's not socially acceptable, right?
That's because
yes
we
or
know
no?
more.
Yes or
That's
no?
because we
Yes
know
or
more
no?
about.
Yes or
That's
no?
because we know more about reality. We know that this
Yes or
harms
no?
children when you marry them off. It harms children when you marry them off. We have tons of evidence for this. Looking at these third world countries where they do this, it's harmful for them. It's bad for them. It hurts them. And we're
Did that
against hurting
research
children.
exist 1,400 years ago?
No, it didn't. But
So
Muhammad
people were
is the
supposed
moral
to
standard
know
for all
at that time.
Muhammad.
Oh,
This is
that
how
was a
you
good
know.
one.
When children
Yeah,
are
she
playing
shut up
with
after
dolls,
that.
You don't have sex with them. It's easy.
What?
Yeah, Aisha was still playing with dolls at the time that Muhammad consummated her. You don't rape children. And also, you don't just have sex with children because they've reached maturity and started menstruating. Girls in the United States menstruate around, 14? Right? You don't have sex with 14-year-old as an adult. It doesn't matter if you're menstruating. It doesn't matter if you're mature, or quote-unquote mature, right? You have sex when you're an adult and you're able to consent. You can't consent at 9.
That applies to today's time because that's what's socially acceptable right now.
Right. I don't think that it should have ever been socially acceptable to have sex with a 9-year-old, and especially if you believe that Muhammad is a reflection of God. He is the messenger of God's will and word, and your God's messenger believed that it was acceptable at any time, anywhere, anyhow, to have sex with a 9-year-old. I have issue with that.
Hey, listen, when you say 9-year-old, you keep perfect, you're imagining a 9-year-old from today's time.
No, again, they matured slower. All right, they matured slower. There was less.
You're imagining a 9-year-old from today's time. It's like, what's the difference between a 9-year-old in today's time and back then?
Yeah, has there been a huge jump in human evolution since 2,000 years ago to now? Or 1,600 years ago to now? Have we did I grow an extra toe? Did I turn into the Wolverine? Did I get the extra mutant gene? What's the difference? So we haven't had that much of a leap in. The only thing that we've had a leap in is education and technology. That's it. The people are roughly the same.
Yeah. It's like, and you could argue they were probably fitter and stronger back then because they had to walk everywhere, whereas now we drive everywhere.
Yeah, we're physically a weaker people.
Yeah. Let's see if there's anything else on the end of this, and we got one more short one that we'll watch.
You said Mary was 12. Hey, man, all right. He said Mary was 12, and he never gave the source. I just want to address what he said, because he never
This
came
is
back.
the one thing I love when they do this. They always talk about how, Mary and, Rachel and certain people in the Bible were, underage. It's even though there's no citation of how old they were in the Bible, period, but they always say, oh, she was only 6 or 2 or whatever.
Yeah, where are you getting this, man?
Where are you getting these numbers?
We have 2,000 years of biblical scholars, and somehow Muslims know better.
Yeah,
crazy. Our religion is 600 years older than yours is.
Yeah, 100%.
He said Mary was 12. I'm coming back. I'm just going to make one statement, all right? Trust me. He said Mary was 12. That comes from the Gospel of Thomas, which is a later non-canonical text, and that same gospel
that's right.
accepts
Gospel
Mary's
of Thomas
perpetual virginity.
isn't
So it
canonical.
says she might have gotten pregnant at 12, which, again, it's non-canonical. We're not accepting. Hold on. It means it's not accepted as part of the biblical canon. It's not accepted as authoritative by the church.
Yep. Then here's another one, defending it.
Sorry.
How are all the Muslims?
Which this guy here was one of the people yelling. You couldn't see him on camera. He was yelling off to the side. So this is the same place.
Yeah, same place.
Well, they either follow our laws or they go to jail.
Yeah, most Muslims in the U.S. are so assimilated into Western culture, which is great and is against pedophilia, that they are also against. I would imagine most of you are against. And that's good, to the extent that some of you are even stretching and saying, actually, Aisha was 19. It's just not true. You're stretching because you believe in Western values, right? You recognize yourselves that American and Western values are not compatible with Islam. You agree with us when you say that. When you say Aisha was 19, you agree with what we're saying. You recognize your own religion is not compatible with our values. And again, I do appreciate that you guys aren't supporting.
That is the best point. Is like they realize that it's bad. They realize that it sounds bad, but they still defend it.
Again, this is Takea. They can make little lies and omissions of the truth in order to further the cause of Islam.
I said, but you wonder why. This is what I'm talking about. Is like this is kind of why we're having this portion of the story on here. Is like, where do you think that this is coming from? Why do you think that everyone is trying to like bring this stuff in? It's because these other cultures are okay lowering the age of consent.
Yeah, Latin American countries have very low ages of consent. Like I think their consent is like 14.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. We can look that. You can look that up while we watch this. Go ahead and look that up while we're watching this. Still.
What defines
Marrying a child.
What is a child? What is a child?
Anyone. Let's start at 6.
Well, hold on, listen. In the United States, under 18 is a child.
I'm gonna read you a hadith real quick.
Another hadith.
Yeah, another hadith. Sahih al-Bukhari 5134, highest rated hadith, Sahih rated. That the Prophet Muhammad married her when she was 6 years old and consummated his marriage when she was 9. He's a he 9-year-old girl, Aisha. He is the most revered man in the entirety of the religion. He a 9-year-old girl and married a 6-year-old.
So, what defines a child? Because in Islam,
what do you define child?
I'm not going to define what a child is for you. A 6-year-old is a child. She was playing with dolls when he raped her.
No, a person who enters into puberty in Islam is defined as an adult. That's why 13-year-old men
let's get this straight.
Go into war.
So let's get this straight. You think it's okay to have sex with people who hit puberty?
Right now, I'm saying.
But you're acknowledging that in Islam, it's okay to have sex with people who have had puberty.
I'm not acknowledging that. I'm saying in Islam, and the adult is defined by someone who has reached the age of puberty.
So you are acknowledging that in Islam, it's okay to marry and have sex with people who have reached puberty. Yes.
Not being explicit.
Okay. So I also believe that having sex with people just who have hit puberty is incompatible with the West. 14-year-olds hit puberty all the time. You can't have sex with 14-year-olds. I'm sorry, Muslims.
So why was the age of consent so low inside the United States? It was like 14 or 12. Up until
at any point that the age of marriage was 14 or 12, that's wrong, and we changed it.
So who defines it as wrong? Like who's like you're?
See, this is what we're talking about. Is like, how is he defending this? Is like, well, your United States had a lower age of consent. Yeah. And we changed it because it was wrong. Everyone realized that it was wrong.
Mm-hmm. We believe it or not, we believed in science, and we did psychological studies, and be like, yeah, these girls are too young to be making these kinds of decisions.
Mm-hmm. But they defend it. This is why they said they don't ever condemn it. They defend it.
Oh,
they
yeah.
constantly
and again, you have this big brain guy being like, oh, who determines this age of consent? He's like, I don't know. I guess we do collectively, but.
That's why they just go to their book and say Muhammad determines the age of consent. Did you find anything about age of consent?
The age of consent in most South American countries is 14, but the exceptions are Chile, Bolivia, and Argentina, which are 18. So that's it. All of them are 14 except for Bolivia, Chile, and Argentina.
Good God.
But yeah. I knew it was low in Latin American countries because they always encourage girls to do
get
modeling
married earlier.
Not get married. No, they can get married earlier, but they encourage modeling stuff at really young ages over there.
Yeah, it's like, have you seen the Latin American news? Mm-hmm. Like the weather girls, they're all.
Yeah. Yes, badonkadonks.
Mm-hmm, exactly, but. We'll kind of skip the rest of this for now, but get into the rest of this stuff that I have pulled up here, which is, and again, so they're importing this to try to get your attention away from these people, which we've shown this before. This is how they brainwash your children.
Sure, if they're a boy or a girl.
So when people ask them, are you a boy or a girl? Right now they just feel like saying, I'm a kid. They're figuring it out.
Why does he
Oh, she got the pronouns right. Why does he like stars? Does he like stars?
like stars?
They like stars.
They like stars.
Yeah. And they
That's evil right
are
there.
really...
Are you seeing this? Are you...
I mean, again,
aren't...
repeat again. This right there, that's what evil looks like. That person right there sitting in that chair, that's an evil person. Repeat after me, kids, until it becomes lies become truth.
Yeah.
Repeat after me until my worldview becomes your worldview.
These children aren't even thinking about
Gender.
that type of stuff. They're not
Yeah.
thinking about gender. They're not thinking about sex. But this person has to get this in their head now. They're trying to sexualize it. There's only one political party that keeps constantly trying to sexualize children. And
Yeah, again.
that's the Democrats.
Yeah.
And this is the problem. Like, this is why they're importing people who want to lower the age of consent, that are okay with confusing kids and trying to sexualize children at younger and younger ages. And again, so I just have this right here. Then we have this. Look at this. WNBA Phoenix Mercury invite genderless 8-year-old boy to perform a provocative dance for their halftime show. Let's check this out.
Language, is that Filipino or something?
I don't know. I don't know. Let's see what it says.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to kill the music in case it gets hit. But, yeah, it's ridiculous. It's sickening, man. Absolutely sickening. I can't watch any more of it. Can't watch any more of it. I'm done with it. Done with it. I can't handle it. But yeah, what group of people wants to do that? What group of people is doing that?
Mm-hmm.
Now, which brings me to this next one. Here is that Dearborn protest. This is that kid. I forget his name. I guess it's Nick Shirley. Yeah, it is Nick Shirley. Went there. Remember, this is probably shortly after Cam Higbee, the guy that we just watched
Got
at the
pepper
college,
sprayed.
got pepper sprayed.
Yep.
And he's asking them, if America got into a war, who would you side with?
Mm-hmm.
So let's check this out.
Someone with a country like Iraq, who would you guys defend, America or Iraq?
We won't get a war. That's not permissible for us. But at the same time,
Who would you defend first?
We would support our brothers in Iraq. That's the only way.
So you wouldn't defend America?
We would not defend America.
But you're American.
But at the same time, listen. At the same time, America is our country because we were born here. But in our Islamic book, we're not allowed to fight with people that are against our religion. So we just take up the jail time.
So you would
That's
not.
what we do.
So you would not defend America.
I would go to jail instead of fighting for America.
And who would you defend if we were to go to war against a country like Iraq again, America or Iraq?
America.
And should that be a troublesome conflict of interest for somebody to be here in America that would rather support another nation like Iraq?
Anybody who supports another nation needs to live in that nation. This is a Christian nation. A lot of the Constitution is based off of the Bible. And how far the country has fallen.
Now you have all these Islam men, you
Okay.
have Allah Akbar.
Yeah. So again, folks, we're importing people that would not even take up arms to support this country. I mean, I get it. There are a few of us that are the warriors, the chosen few who serve, the few and the proud, those who serve. You know, like we're what, 1% of the population that serve. But
they even said that in the Revolution. Only about 1 to 2% of the population participated in the Revolutionary War.
Yeah. So here's number 2. We're importing people that don't even want to fight. So we're importing a group of people that don't even want to fight, won't fight for America. Why would we keep importing people that would not take up arms for our country?
Yeah. And you're like, maybe this is just a heated, charged moment where, like, because they're in a protest, you know, there's anti-Islamic Christian protesters there. Maybe this was just a heated moment. Let's go to the Whatever Podcast, which is a dating show podcast where Brian from the Whatever Podcast asks these 2 women on the show
who are not from America.
One of them's Mexican and one of them's Palestinian. Who would you defend? Who would you support if America went to war with Mexico right now, and then vice versa with Palestine? Let's check this out. And this is not in a heated, like, oh, we're in a protest environment. Check this out.
Is anybody here either an immigrant or a child of immigrants?
So my parents are immigrants.
Where are they from?
We're Palestinian.
And it was you?
Mexico.
Mexico? If the United States went to war with Mexico, which country do you side with, starting with you?
Mexico.
Isn't it crazy that America allows people to be citizens of the country, but if it came to a war, they would quicker side with a country they're not citizens of? That's crazy.
I pick Mexico and Palestine every time.
I'm a dual citizen.
Of what?
Okay. Yeah, he goes into it, and they keep thinking that he's dual citizen of France and America, because obviously one of his parents is an American citizen, and they think that they kid him in a gotcha because, like, oh, you're an immigrant, you're going to get deported. He's like, no, I'm not, because I'm an American citizen. I can't be deported.
Mm-hmm.
But they're so stupid that they don't understand that, and they just keep saying, he's going to deport you, you're next. Just like, wow, just like, they're so stupid. But I don't want to see that. But that was the point right there, was here are these two girls that are not in a protest situation,
And
they will say that they live in America comfortably.
benefit from American culture, American society, and they would not. They wouldn't. So we're not even asking them to take up arms. They wouldn't even support America if they went to war with Mexico. They wouldn't even support America if they were at war with. Let's say Palestine did a 9/11. They bombed someplace here in America, and we're like, well, we're gonna go wipe Palestine and Gaza off the map now because they messed with the bull. And now they're getting the horns.
Yep.
And they'd be like, well, no, the Palestinians are the true victims because of colonialism and colonization and the Crusades. It's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Again, which brings me to this next meme that I have pulled up. I love this meme. It's I can't believe he didn't cry during the Titanic. Do men even have feelings? And then you have the old World War II vet says, the sacrifice wasn't worth the result. And then you just see, the Giga Chad guy just being like, society is failing. Our society and country is failing.
Yeah. Again, I mean, like, people are like, I can't tell you how many people my age and people in right-wing circles are going, maybe the Nazis should have won World War II. I mean, there's a lot of people that have that legitimate feeling. This is why Nick Fuentes is as popular as he is.
Mm-hmm.
Because people are looking at what their grandfathers fought for in the country that they lived in, and they go, I don't see it anymore. I don't see the country I fought for.
Mm-hmm.
Again, in the UK where this man is from, they have, 109 rapes per 100,000? Mainly caused by immigrants?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I understand that poor guy.
Yeah. Here is what he fought for right here. This is what he fought for.
The Britain of the 60s.
Yeah. He did not fight for what London is today. London in the 1960s, 89% British.
No, 98.
I'm sorry, 98% British. And then London now, 36% British. Yeah. That's why they don't feel like it was worth it. They're walking in their own communities, their own towns, and what do they see? They see little Iraq everywhere they go.
Mm-hmm.
This is not what they
little
fought for.
Somalia.
Yeah. They went over there, and this is what every veteran will tell you. I went over there and fought, so that way we did not have to live like they lived.
Mm-hmm.
And what are we doing? We're importing them in massive droves, and they're turning our streets into their nasty little wet market areas.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, this is sad. I mean, you go out and you fight for your country, and you come back and you find your country's been taken over. Granted, this took years and years. This is why people say Winston Churchill didn't win the war for Britain and the UK. I mean, people like Elon Musk, people like Vivek Ramaswamy, people like Ben Shapiro, they go, this is just a natural result of capitalism. It's like, why does it have to be, though? Like, we don't have to import these people. We could just increase wages for people who do these jobs, and the companies will just take the hit. Again, this is I think Tim Pool talks about this, the graph go up mean good. It's like, graph go up mean good. Economic economic graph go up mean good. I'm not saying, I know capitalism is the best system in the world, but if society, again, it's like the libertarian argument. If society is only chasing the almighty dollar, you're missing something.
Yeah.
This is why socialism and communism haven't really died out, because they think that they have the claim to magnanimism. You know what I mean? Like they think that they have the pulse, which is true. If they didn't have if there wasn't a grain of truth in some of their ideology, it would have died out. There's a slight grain of truth because it's about people, not about the almighty dollar and the graph going up being good.
Yeah.
So again, maybe it'd be a good thing if we stopped exporting jobs and brought all those Indian service jobs to America back, all the service stuff, and be like, hey, because I can't tell you how many customers we have in our book of business that go, I'm sick of talking to those people in India. I want to talk to you. And imagine if instead of offshoring all those jobs, we had a telemarketing center full of, all state employed reps who speak perfect English and go, let's figure this out until we get it done. Instead of, Ahmed or whoever from India, Abdul or I don't know. Like, let me help you figure this out. Mm-hmm. Oh, do you not understand the words I am saying? Mm-hmm. I feel bad. You know what I mean? But this is the graph go up mean good argument.
Well, speaking of, importing or I should say exporting labor, here we have turns out that most of those profiles that cause the most interactions seem to be causing the most what I call the freakouts and always constantly getting in fights or on the internet are all Republican
foreign
and conservative, are all foreigners. They're all from Bangladesh, India, Afghanistan, some in Australia.
Yeah, foreign countries weaponize the monetization system of X.
Yeah, and they're making
and they
money.
know that outrage sells. Outrage gets the clicks. We've known this since Facebook, since the Trayvon Martin, George Floyd, police brutality videos sell.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if they don't happen all the time. It doesn't matter. I mean, they get recycled. That's how good outrage is. You could get the same video again, just resurfaced again. Outrage sells. Outrage sells. People love to be outraged. People love those cute little videos of the puppy dogs and stuff too, like the dodo videos, but they don't inspire as much interaction.
Yeah.
People will be like, I can't believe this is unbelievable. Keyboard warriors coming out. Nobody's a keyboard warrior. They'll just be like, oh, that's cute. Heart, puppy dogs playing. I mean, it's a sad truth, but it's weaponization of the algorithm. We are weaponized whenever we see outrage, and we are more likely to engage with clickbait outrage stuff.
Yeah, which this is a good compromise from what we kind of talked about with what Candace Owens was trying to do with her social autopsy thing. Is all Elon has done. He goes, hey, I'm going to show where people are from. I'm not going to pinpoint your location, but I'm going to say at least where the origin of this is, which I think is great because, this goes to show you that pretty much all those accounts that are always posting 24/7 political stuff nonstop are not even American. Not even your favorite political commentator has that much time in the day to make a post 24/7 where they post 20 things a day.
Yeah, in these countries, they can live really well off of whatever monetization they get off of X. Mm-hmm. They can live pretty well. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to research American culture. They're going to research what outrage culture. And again, you have an Indian or a Bangladeshian pretending to be a Native American.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it was all your favorite.
You're all living on stolen land. It's a Bangladeshian saying that he is American Indian. It's going, you all live on stolen land. Get off of my land. My ancestors lived in this land. We rode the horses along the plains. And you stole it from us, you white colonizers.
Thank you, come again.
Thank you, come again. Yeah. So it's pathetic, man. But I mean, this is the world we live in. People would rather do outrage, clickbait, and live off of that because they can. They can make good livings in those countries off of whatever they make. We can't here, but they can there. And they're just weaponizing, again, our monetization systems against us. So I really think that's about all I've got for you today. Is there anything else you had, Chad, or was that
No,
it?
that was it. That video that I showed with the British, how the British have been taken over, is how I was going to end the show, which I still am going to end it like that.
Good
but just
deal.
like, I mean, yeah, but this is the problem, is like we are importing people that are radically changing the culture. Like 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, people were completely upset by the Epstein files. I mean, we get so upset by pedophiles. I mean, if you don't think that Pizzagate was real, if you didn't think that there was some weird, shady stuff going on, at least the cultural zeitgeist of people on the right and people were concerned about that. All the Democrats are doing now is trying to erode that concern with bringing in these people. Because, like, again, you're talking about this, like, even if they don't agree with it, like what we saw with these Islamic kids at the schools, even though they're like, oh, I don't agree, I wouldn't marry a child, but they're defending it. And if they're defending it, it means that it's, so when someone does it finally, they're going to be like, this isn't a concern for me. I don't care. That's how you slowly erode the culture. It's like, oh, well then, it's like what's going to happen is Dearborn, Michigan. Michigan is going to be the first state that's going to like roll back the whole age of consent. It's going to be like, age of consent is now 16.
Well, it doesn't even
or
matter.
whatever.
Like, if we have a law on the books, if let's say Michigan, the state of Michigan says you cannot get married until you are at least at minimum 16 years old, but the entire city of Dearborn is marrying girls at 14 anyway, and nobody's prosecuting that as a crime, and nobody's reporting it as a crime, the law is irrelevant.
Yeah.
Like, if they have Muslim police officers and Sharia court systems running down there, they're not going to report that. They'll just be like, she's married, but we won't say she's not married by the state. She's just married and betrothed to this 40-year-old Muhammad.
Yeah. Exactly.
They're not going to. They're not going to go out and publicly do it. But then they'll have been doing it for so long that they'll be like, "I've been married since." Like they'll be like, "I've been married to her since she was 14." And then people will be like, "Excuse me?" And be like, "How many people in this community have been married since they were 14?" They'll be like, "All of them." For how long? 15 years. Are we gonna go back and retroactively prosecute them for that?
We should.
But the statute of limitation.
And then get back to it. But this is what we even talked about. Like Tim Pool talks about this. Like the place that he grew up in, Chicago. He said that when he went back there for the 4th of July, he goes, everybody at this park, it was a baseball field. It was a baseball field when he was a kid growing up, and everybody went there. He goes, that's where everybody went for the 4th of July. He goes, you know what they do now?
Play soccer.
Soccer. It's a soccer field. And he goes, there's hardly anybody there, but it's a soccer
Well, it's a
field.
baseball field, but they use it as a
soccer field. Exactly. So like I said, that's what we're talking about with the slow erosion of the culture. Is like, yeah, I mean, I hate to say this, but soccer sucks, y'all. I hate it. It's the most boring sport.
Soccer's a poor people's sport.
Yeah. Soccer is like the worst version of basketball. And again, that's a global sport. Like, you want that. I mean, that's probably why I have such a problem with it. Is like, that's globalism. Like, we should just get rid of all other sports and only play soccer and cricket. You know, just like, no. Why is baseball, football, and American football and baseball great? Is because those are American sports. Those are sports that we made, and we have the biggest thing in the world about it. Like, why do we get such national attention on these things? Because we made them, and they're cool. They're culturally relevant. Basketball, baseball, and football, American football. And this is what we're talking about. Is like they're slowly eroding it to where, like, if the most popular sport becomes soccer in America, we've got issues. Because that means the culture's slowly being eroded, and we're going to a global state at this point.
Yeah, that's true.
This is what we're talking about. Is like the slow erosion of culture. Is just slowly going away. It's like it doesn't just chip away all at once. Everyone's like, oh, it's not like that. It's like, yeah, like it's like what's happening with Owasso right now. Owasso has grown exponentially the past 30 years since we've been around. I mean, you remember where the Target is. Like there was nothing there. It was all hay fields. Everything around us by where we live was all hay fields. And now we're just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's like Owasso is not the same Owasso when we grew up.
Yeah.
It's getting bigger. And like, again, the bigger you get, the less united you are. Because you can't control everything. And this is what we talk about. Is like the slow erosion of culture. Now, sometimes it's inevitable because, you know, like city pops up or there's a big business that pops up. Like, that's probably the big issue with right now is like why we're getting so big is because of that Macy's and the Amazon Center down the
Costco.
road. Yeah, and the Costco. All these huge things that require more people to get here. But the thing is, who are you drawing in? You're not drawing in the middle class family types. You're drawing in the people who are going to be renters.
Yes.
And again, not saying that there's anything wrong with being lower income and renters, but again, this is what we talk about. How do you know if your neighborhood's about to go to shit? You look at how many rent houses are around you.
Yeah. Or you see how many young couples are able to afford houses in your area.
Exactly. This is why this just goes back to real estate. It's like, if you have a crap ton of rent houses around you, what does that mean? It means the people who live there don't give a shit about the house. I won't be here that long. I rent.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a crap. I don't have to take care of this place, at least not to the standard that you would if it was yours. If you own it, you take more pride in something that you own. If you're renting, you're like, don't care. Not my problem. It's my landlord's problem.
Yeah, I call my landlord. The AC's out. Fix it. The paint's peeling on the roof.
Exactly.
Fix it.
This is what we're talking about. This is how you slowly change the culture. And again, I hate to say this because we have family members that do this.
Mm-hmm.
Stop buying houses to rent out. I get that it looks great on your portfolio. I get that it's a way to supplement your income. You people that are buying houses to use as rent homes are part of the problem contributing to the economic collapse of our housing market.
Mm-hmm.
Because you rent up all the houses and then no one can afford them.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, well, they'll have to rent. Someone will have to. Yeah, someone will have to rent because someone's going to get a job at that Amazon place, and they're going to need to rent a house here in Owasso. Mm-hmm. And you're forcing their hands like, well, I want to be somewhere where I'm within driving distance, that I don't have to drive more than like an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what we're talking about. This is the slow erosion of the culture that we're talking about. And again, with the importing of all these people who, again, will take these jobs and do these jobs because this is the greatest place they've ever lived.
Mm-hmm.
It's better than whatever crap hole country they came from. And again, this is what, again, we always talk about too, is, hey, if their countries are so great, if all cultures are equal, why isn't there a huge influx of Americans and Europeans going to their countries?
Yeah.
And that's pretty much all I've got. But you got anything else you want to say?
No, that was it. That was way longer than I thought you were going to go on. That was a good rant. But yeah, no, I think that's about all we've got for you today. This is the Twins with the Owasso Live. This was the Morning Loop. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you too can stay in the loop. That's all I've got for you today. God bless you.
See you later, everybody.